the lead mask's case nobody can account for. In August 1966, two men climbed a hillside outside Rio de Janeiro, put on handmade lead masks over their eyes, and died there within minutes of each other, and investigators still cannot explain what killed them. The hill is called Morro do Vintém in Nitri, just across the bay from Rio. On August 20th, a boy flying a kite spots two bodies lying flat on their backs in the grass. They're dressed in suits, ties knotted, shoes on. Beside them, two neatly folded raincoats. A half-empty bottle of water, wallets untouched with cash still inside. The men are identified as Manuel Pereira de Cruz, 34, and Miguel José Viana, 18. Both electronics technicians, both, according to everyone who knew them, ordinary, no debts, no enemies, no history of violence. Friends say they'd left home the day before, saying only that they'd be back soon. The first anomaly is the masks. Each man wears a crude eye covering made of sheet lead, cut and folded by hand, heavy enough to fully block light. Lead, not cloth, not paper, a material chosen deliberately for what it keeps out. In Miguel's pocket, police find a notebook page with instructions written in his own hand, a time 6:30 p.m., followed by a line about standing at their posts, putting on masks and waiting for a signal before swallowing capsules. No capsules are ever found. There are no visible wounds on either body. No blood, no signs of a struggle. And the grass beneath them isn't even flat the way it should be if two men had thrashed or fallen hard. The obvious theory arrives fast. A suicide pact, maybe tied to some fringe spiritual or UFO contact group, common enough in Rio at the time. The note reads like ritual instructions. The masks, some argue, were meant to protect their eyes from a blinding light they expected to see. Case closed mentally before it's even opened. Poison seems the likely method, something self-administered, something quiet. Except the autopsy breaks that theory apart. Standard toxicology finds no trace of poison in either body, not in the stomach, not in the blood. No cyanide, no common barbiturate, nothing consistent with the era's usual suicide methods. The medical examiner can't even settle on a cause of death, eventually listing it as undetermined, with a vague nod toward possible cardiac failure. But two healthy men in their 30s and teens don't drop dead of heart failure at the same moment, side by side, unless something acted on both of them simultaneously. And investigators can't identify what that something was. Here is the detail that still unravels every explanation offered since. Weeks before the deaths, both men had visited a spiritist center and reportedly told friends they were joining an experiment. Something involving contact with beings who would arrive after dark. Something that required protection for the eyes. They bought supplies for the trip. The lead sheeting, the raincoats, a fresh notebook. This wasn't panic, it was preparation. Careful, funded weeks in advance. And on the hill, investigators find a small chemical residue later associated with certain organophosphate compounds, the same family used in some pesticides, capable of causing rapid death by respiratory failure and notoriously difficult to detect once metabolized. It's consistent. But no one can explain how, why, or from whom the men might have obtained it, and no capsule, vial, or container is ever recovered at the scene. Investigators cycle through everything. A double suicide, but the missing poison and missing capsules undercut it. A UFO cult ritual, but no group ever claims them and no other members surface. Foul play, but there's no third set of footprints, no signs anyone else was on that hillside, and nothing was stolen. Even the pesticide theory collapses under its own logic. If they administered it themselves, where did it go? If someone gave it to them who climbed a hill with two grown men and left no trace? 58 years later, the lead mask's case remains formally unsolved in Brazilian police records. The note is real. The masks are real. The precise, deliberate preparation is real. What isn't real is any answer that survives contact with all of it at once. Two men climbed that hill knowing exactly what they planned to do. They just never told anyone what they expected to happen next. And whatever it was, it seems to have arrived right on schedule.